It is whispered that the dead cannot find peace unless their sacred burial rites are honored. But what happens when a mighty chief defies these ancient traditions? In a forgotten Igbo village, the delicate thread binding the living and the dead snaps, and the earth itself roars in outrage. Can the ground judge both the living and the departed? When the chief's vengeful spirit rises to curse the land, the villagers turn to Allah, the goddess whose power flows as deep as the soil's roots. Will she offer mercy, or will her justice consume those who dared defy her? Settle in, for this is African Myths Unveiled. Before we plunge into this epic tale, a quick question for you, our global storytellers. I know you're joining us from every corner of the world, united by a passion for African mythology. Drop a comment below, where are you watching from? I'll be in the comments connecting with you. If this journey captivates you, hit that like button and subscribe to keep exploring these ancient tales. Deep in the emerald forests of southeastern Nigeria, nestled under vast skies, stood the village of Umunna, home to the Igbo people, whose roots sank deep into the sacred earth. Here, the living and the dead were woven together by unseen bonds, and the land carried the weight of ancestral wisdom. The Igbo revered many deities, but none shone brighter than Allah, the Earth Mother, known as Ani, the soul of the soil. Allah was the guardian of life, peace, and justice. She was the earth itself, nurturing with bountiful harvests, yet fierce, wielding droughts and famine against those who broke her laws. Allah granted life through fertile fields, coaxing yams and palm wine from her embrace. But she was also the ultimate arbiter, weighing the souls of the departed in her underworld court. The villagers knew that to anger Allah was to court calamity. Elders spoke her name with awe, cautioning that even the mightiest chiefs must bow to her decrees. Her judgment was unyielding, no one, no matter their power, stood above her. In the village of Umunna lived a chief named Okonkwo, a titan whose influence stretched like the roots of an ancient baobab. Okonkwo was a force, tall, commanding, his voice shaking the earth, his presence inspiring both reverence and fear. His decrees were law, and the village obeyed without question. But pride festered in his heart. He scoffed at the sacred rites honoring the gods, calling them relics for the weak. "I am greater than any ritual," he'd boast, shattering clay offerings during festivals. The Dibias, priests of Allah, warned of her wrath, but Okonkwo laughed, trampling her sacred groves. But even giants fall. One stormy night, under a blood-red moon, Okonkwo's strength faded. Illness gripped him, his body crumbling like parched soil. On his deathbed, surrounded by fearful elders, he issued a final, defiant command: "Bury me without the old rites. No prayers to Allah, no offerings to ancestors. I am Okonkwo, master of this land, let my body rest in glory, wrapped in gold, unbound by your goddess." The elders, cowed by his authority, obeyed. That night, in secret, they laid him in a shallow grave, no songs, no sacred herbs, no chants to guide his spirit. The earth quaked faintly as the tomb was sealed, but they ignored the warning. They thought Okonkwo's will outshone Allah's. Dawn broke, and chaos descended like a plague. Yams turned black and twisted, rivers ran crimson, and children wept as unseen hands tormented them. Boils erupted on the elders' skin, Allah's mark of abomination. Livestock collapsed, their eyes hollow. At dusk, ghostly figures roamed, wailing Okonkwo's name in fury. The village was cursed, suffocating under a dark cloud of Allah's wrath. The elders convened, trembling. They knew these were signs of Nso Allah, taboos broken, the earth defiled. Okonkwo's restless spirit, denied its rights, haunted the land, sowing vengeance. Allah's anger scorched them all. They had no choice but to seek her mercy. Nnamdi, the village's spiritual guide, addressed the council, his voice heavy with dread: "The earth rages, my kin. Okonkwo's defiance has shattered our balance. Without proper rites, his spirit festers, and Allah's justice consumes us. We must seek her forgiveness, or we are doomed." An elder stammered, "But Allah is mighty. How can we face her?" Nnamdi's eyes burned with resolve. "We must journey to her realm and offer what she demands, justice." The elders set out for the sacred forest, where Allah's presence pulsed strongest. The path was perilous, thick with spiritual dangers. The air grew heavy, the earth watching their every step. No bird sang, no leaf stirred, the land held its breath. At last, they reached a clearing where the air shimmered like a mirage. Here, Allah's power was undeniable. The elders knelt, offering prayers and libations of palm wine. A voice, deep as thunder, echoed, "You seek mercy, but justice comes first." Before them stood Allah, a tall, radiant, her skin like fertile soil, eyes ancient as the earth. The ground pulsed, trees watching in silence. "You plead for a man who mocked my laws," Allah declared, her voice shaking the air. Okonkwo was buried without honor, his spirit left to wander in torment. "His rage poisons my soil, and your failure allowed it." Nnamdi, trembling yet resolute, spoke, "Great Allah, we beg your mercy. Okonkwo's pride has cast us. Lift this plague, and we will make amends." Allah's gaze pierced him. "Mercy follows justice. The village shares his sin, you permitted this violation. Restore the rights, or the earth will claim you all." The elders returned, calling the village to action. They shared tales of ancestors, reminding all of their bond with the earth. The community prepared to honor Okonkwo's spirit and cleanse their collective sin. But his ghost lingered, tormenting them. Winds screamed at night, shadows danced in firelight, and a chilling wail echoed, "A spirit denied peace." Under the first full moon, the village gathered at Okonkwo's grave. Nnamdi led, holding a ceremonial staff. "Great Allah," he intoned, "we honor Okonkwo's soul and beg forgiveness for our failure." The earth stirred, a low rumble rising. Suddenly, Okonkwo's spirit appeared, a shadowy, wreathed in fury and sorrow. "You betrayed me," it roared. "I was a king, and you denied me honor." Nnamdi stood firm. "We acknowledge our wrong. Through Allah, we offer you the rights you deserve." As the village chanted, offering herbs and prayers, Okonkwo's spirit softened, its rage fading. The earth grew still, but healing would take time. Morning broke, and a quiet peace blanketed Umunna. The oppressive cloud lifted, wind stilled, and the wails ceased. Crops showed faint green, livestock stirred, then gentle rains kissed the soil. Yet, the village knew Allah's full forgiveness was not yet won. Okonkwo's spirit, though lingered in the spirit realm, bound by her justice. Days later, under the ancient baobab, the village gathered for a final ritual. Nnamdi spoke, "Great Allah, Earth Mother, we have honored the dead and learned your lessons. Grant us peace to live in harmony with your soil." The earth rumbled softly, then Allah appeared, not as a judge, but serene, her form blending with the land. "You have restored the rights and faced your wrongs," she said, her voice like a warm breeze. "Okonkwo's soul rests, and the earth heals. But remember, the balance is fragile. Honor the dead, respect the land, or my judgment will return." With Allah's blessing, Umunna flourished. Crops bloomed, rains nourished, and peace returned. The village vowed never to forget. Okonkwo's grave was adorned with proper rites, his spirit at rest. Allah's myth carries profound meaning for the Igbo and beyond. She embodies the earth's dual nature, nurturing yet unforgiving, a provider and a judge. Her story reminds us that the land is sacred, its blessings tied to respect for tradition and ancestors. In Igbo culture, the earth is a living spirit, shaping life, weather, and prosperity. Allah's role as fertility goddess and arbiter of souls underscores the link between life, death, and the land. Her justice is not vengeance but natural law, demanding balance. This tale teaches that honoring the past ensures the future. Today, Allah's legacy thrives. In Nigeria, her spirit inspires environmentalists fighting deforestation and activists seeking justice. In New Yam festivals, Igbo communities offer first fruits to her. Across the diaspora, London, New York, Lagos, her children pour libations, tying them to their roots. Allah whispers, respect the earth, honor the dead, or face judgment. If this tale of Allah stirred your soul, like and comment below. Which African myth should we explore next? Share in the comments, or I'm eager to dive deeper into our continent's timeless stories. Subscribe and hit the bell to join our next journey. Until then, may the earth bless you with peace and abundance.